Recognizing reality's reflections, understanding psychological distortions. We all wear glasses, right? Some of us need them to see. Others, they're a fashion statement. But what about those glasses we don't even know we're wearing? The ones that distort our view of the world? Those are psychological distortions. Psychological distortions are like thinking errors. They're ways our minds convince us of something that isn't really true. These distortions are sneaky. They creep into our thoughts and color our perceptions without us even realizing it. These distortions aren't about seeing things differently. It's about seeing things inaccurately. It's like looking at yourself in a funhouse mirror. Your reflection is twisted, exaggerated, and doesn't represent the real you. Understanding these distortions is the first step to wiping those glasses clean. It's about recognizing when our thoughts are playing tricks on us and learning to see the world and ourselves more clearly. The roots of distortion. Why do our thoughts get twisted? Why do we fall prey to these thinking traps? Distortions often stem from deep-seated beliefs and past experiences. Think of it like this. Our brains are constantly trying to make sense of the world. Sometimes, in that effort, they create shortcuts. These shortcuts, while seemingly helpful at the time, can lead to distorted thinking patterns. Past traumas, difficult childhoods, or even just everyday stresses can contribute to these thought patterns. Imagine a child who was constantly criticized. They might grow up believing they are inherently flawed, leading to negative self-perception in adulthood. Our brains are wired for survival. When we perceive a threat, real or imagined, our minds kick into overdrive, often relying on those pre-programmed shortcuts. This can lead to exaggerated responses and distorted interpretations of events. Common masks of distortion. Familiar faces of irrational thinking. Let's meet some of the usual suspects in the lineup of distortions. One is all or nothing thinking. This is the black and white thinking where everything is either perfect or a complete failure. Then there's overgeneralization. This is taking one negative event and assuming it's a never-ending pattern. Mental filter is another culprit. This is focusing only on the negative aspects of a situation while ignoring the positive. Jumping to conclusions is a big one. This is assuming we know what others are thinking or feeling without any real evidence. And finally, we have catastrophizing. This distortion takes a small problem and blows it completely out of proportion, imagining the worst possible outcome. Section 4. The mental health toll. How distortions impact our well-being. These distortions aren't just harmless thought quirks. They have real consequences for our mental health.
Imagine constantly feeling like a failure or seeing the world through a negative lens. These thinking patterns can fuel anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem.
Distortions can also sabotage our relationships. Assuming the worst in others or expecting them to read our minds can lead to conflict and misunderstandings.
The impact of these distortions can be profound. They can keep us stuck in unhealthy patterns, prevent us from reaching our full potential, and rob us of joy and peace of mind.
Recognizing their impact is crucial to reclaiming our mental well-being. Section 5. Unmasking the truth. Practical tips for clearer thinking. So how do we combat these distortions? Awareness is key. Start by paying attention to your thoughts.
When you notice a negative thought pattern, label it. Say to yourself, I'm catastrophizing, or I'm engaging in all or nothing thinking.
Challenge those thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought really true? What evidence do I have to support it?
Reframe negative thoughts into more balanced and realistic ones. Instead of I always mess things up, try everyone makes mistakes. I can learn from this.
Practice gratitude. Focusing on the positive aspects of your life can help shift your perspective and combat negative thinking patterns.
Remember, breaking free from these distortions takes time and effort. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress along the way.
It's about progress, not perfection. Your mental health is worth the fight.